I spent a lifetime being the first in a lot of different areas. Like he previously just said, I was the first female in the entire state of North Carolina. My mom, we grew up around wrestling, but she had some reservations about me wrestling against boys. Just worried that I would get hurt. It's a rough sport. And so she called the school to talk to the wrestling coach, but fortunately she got their football coach instead, and he told her it would be a cold day in hell before any female wrestled on his team. Well, my mom is like a hot-blooded Italian woman, and I come from a long line of pioneers. My mom was the first female construction worker in the United States, so she knew about male-dominated arenas and breaking into them, and she was my biggest supporter after that. So she's like, "You're wrestling." I didn't even have a choice. Thankfully, once I talked to the actual wrestling coach, he was nervous. He hadn't been around any female wrestlers, and he had the same reservations, just worried about injury. But I came in, I kept my head down, like most wrestlers do. I worked my butt off, and he was one of my biggest supporters, and he's now still, to this day, one of my close friends. So I want to thank Tim Hutchins, my high school coach, for setting me on the right path, and supporting me. After that, I went to the first women's, actually the only women's college, University of Minnesota Morris. I attended there for a year, so I was one of the first groups to come through there. I transferred to Lock Haven University, and I was the only female there wrestling. I don't know if you guys know much about amateur wrestling, but Lock Haven is nicknamed Mat Town, USA. They have a really long tradition. It's a school in Pennsylvania, and I was welcomed with open arms there. They treated me like any other wrestler, which is the best thing you could do to a female entering a male-dominated arena. And I know they were going to be receptive because I had attended a camp my junior year where I was one female amongst 800 boys at this camp. So for me, it was just completely common to be the only female in a lot of male-dominated worlds. After that, I was among the first group to go to the Olympic Training Center. They announced the inaugural team in 2002, and I moved there, trained there, and under Terry Steiner, I was able to go to the inaugural Olympic team in 2004 in Athens, Greece, where I earned a silver medal. And I was the highest ranking female U.S. Olympian until 2016 when Helen Morales got the gold medal. So it's really nice to see how far men's wrestling has grown since then, and I'm super happy to be a part of the beginnings of this. After that, I knew I wanted to retire from wrestling, and I started to train for MMA. Also, among the first groups of women, I was in that first little batch that got signed with the UFC, even though Dana White had also said that there is no way that he's ever going to put women in MMA, and so he had to kind of eat those words as well. I was the third female fight for the entire organization. While I was there, I was with the UFC for about 10 years, and during that time, I was the first female to have a baby and then come back and train and compete. So I kind of opened a little bit of a door for that too. After that, most people don't think about it, but female athletes, sometimes they have to choose between starting a family or their athletic careers, and I'm very insistent on getting my way, so I was just like, I'm gonna do it. Thankfully, it worked out really well for me, and it led the way that other girls could feel comfortable to have families and still be able to pursue their careers, which is super important. I really am honored to get this award too, because I've looked a lot more into George Dragos, and I also do it's kind of like submission grappling, where he went after his amateur career, because I compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well, and so they have the gi competition and the no gi. And the no gi is almost the same rules as it's very similar to the catch wrestling rules, and so it's like really nice to match up really well with his career and the things that he stood for. And also I read a little bit about him. You know, he was such a great trainer. He was not really like built for the limelight, and I can completely identify with that. I'm not like the typical MMA, or even like some of you professional wrestlers where you have such a big personality and you can turn everything on and get eyes on you. I'm much more the quiet, hardworking, you know, in the backgrounds person. So it's really more fitting to get his support as well in that arena. And I just want to finish with saying, like, I kind of never set out to be a pioneer in anything. I just kind of saw what I wanted and I just went for it. I didn't really let anything get in my way, whether it was, you know, like a male arena or people not having done it before me. But there is somebody I would like to give a little bit of tribute to, because she is my personal hero, and she is what I consider the true pioneer for women's wrestling, and that's Trish Saunders. She was a 4-time world champion for women's wrestling, very close friend of mine, and she also happened to be my coach for my first Olympic team. So thank you guys for